Hello, my beautiful soul family. I wish you a wonderful day today. I hope that you are all doing well. It's been quite a long time I haven't been around. In fact, it's been about 2 months. I've been really quite busy. I've actually been out of the country for an entire month. I was actually on a vacation slash a spiritual retreat, and I had to. Oh, I've had so many things happen. I've had so many deep introspections with myself and discovering new things. And I've got many things, but I don't think that I'm going to be here for a long time because I've got other stuff to do. And I thought I better just kind of squeeze this in right before the day is over. It's Sunday today, and we're in May. And I feel the time, well, you know that I've told you before, my beautiful soul family, I've told you before that I don't feel that time is relevant. And so many things are happening, and they're happening now in the present tense and throughout the world, all the different things happening to people, companies, businesses, all kinds of organizations, the world market, health, and so many, everything that has to do with humanity. And you know that I've created this channel in the year 2024 in October, and I was asked by Spirit, and it took me kind of a long while to gather my thoughts and try to have self-confidence enough to come here. Even though I've been here now since that time, there's only 30 subscribers, and that probably tells you that not many people pass by through here. Not many are interested. But regardless, I feel a deep responsibility because of the things that I found, how my life, you see, I am in a spiritual journey. You can call that it is a spiritual journey for me that I've done, I believe, since I was a tiny little girl. And I've discovered so many things about myself that at times it's overwhelming to think that, why are these things happening to me? Why not it's happening to everyone else? I'm not better than anyone else. I just have a very inquisitive mind, and I am an adventurer in the spiritual world and esoteric things, the occult. And when I say the occult, I'm not meaning like the dark side of the occult, because there's also that. But no, for me, the light, and to find the reasons and the whys of things, and what my role is here in society, in this world. And one day I will be gone, just like these flowers will be gone one day. They dry up, they dehydrate, and they're gone. But its essence, she leaves her essence here for us. How beautiful these sunflowers are. I love sunflowers. You know, I love all flowers, but I have a thing with sunflowers. I just adore them. Well, in this journey of mine, I've discovered my truth, and I've realized that the quieter I become, the more I can hear. And I know that probably sounds a little bit out there. Let me get a drink of water. Um, I write a lot, and sometimes I think, oh, I have to always be buying me new pens. I'm buying pens all the time because I realize, oh my gosh, it's empty. I already used this one up. Not even within a week. And I've got notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of dreams because I dream pretty much almost every day. And my dreams, they send me messages, and not just messages, but I also have like another life in the spiritual world. It's almost like I am living like two lives, and the things that I find important for me, I write them down, and then I try to break them down to see what the message was in there for me and what I need to work on. I've told you before that I write poetry. I wrote this little poem a while back, and I know I keep on speaking about my truth, but I want to share my truth with you because truth is the light from your soul. What makes you be you? What makes you think the way you think? What makes you act the way you act? What makes you create, and how to live your life? How you live your life is founded on the things that you are grounded upon, and what makes you. When you think of a building someone creates a building, and the architect is thinking with the person that this is how I want my home. I want you to do, the foundation has to be this, and cement, and this, and steel, whatever. Or another person will just find, okay, just stick in stones, and I will build it this way. Another one with sand, another one, whatever. But we all create a foundation, and we have this with the dogmas, with the things that we have taken from as children from our parents, because we have been absorbing from around us, from our family, from our friends, from society. And children absorb all this information, and that creates the person that they are later. And be it for good or bad, if you're not a person that's a self-awareness, if you don't have self-awareness, if you just live life like this, just like whatever, then you don't find the depths of you. You don't see, you don't know what your truth is, because you haven't given yourself the chance to look, to take the time to observe of who you really are. I'll read you my poem. And as I've said before, I know it, but sometimes, because I have so many poems and things in my mind, sometimes I confuse the things, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather just read it. This is called My Truth. Life has taken me so far, far away. I see it clear in the faces and voices I hear. My truth is my only song. I'm no longer alone. My heart holds the key. It can never be wrong. Truth is here as water and rain. It runs ever clear as blood through my veins. Liberating my soul, it takes me to places I've never known. My truth has wings, they set me free. Deep into bliss, I fly as child's play. I'm leaving the world behind. Truth is here. Now, awareness. I'm going to talk a little bit about a little bit of everything in this moment. I feel that who we are, our truth, we ourselves find. we ourselves seek if that's your desire. If you desire to find who you are, you need to become aware. I want to share with you something that I have listened to an audiobook about the I Am Presence, and it was something for, I want to say, almost a little over 3 hours. So I heard it at different times because it was too much to listen to at once because I had a lot of things to do in between. And I am very aware about the I Am Presence within me. I feel I have had this since I was a little girl. So being aware is taking attention, that you focus on yourself or life or situations, and you become aware of things, and you become aware what shapes your world. Now, we are living in this world that so many things are happening, like all the time. Things are happening all the time. Babies are being born, people die, people are sick, many things that happen all around the world. And we live in a place, like right now, I look at the world and I'm not baffled, but I'm like, I love this world. I love the nature. The thing that I love the most in the world is the nature. For me, nature is my church. With all respect to everyone else, to me, nature, Pachamama, is my church. When I do my sun salutations in the morning with Father Sun, my Ra, my lion, because for me, God is a shapeshifter. And I believe that I was created by a great, great being. I am not a perfect being, but I know that I have a perfect mind, like you, like all of you. Now, when I say a perfect mind, you can say many things about that, but the mind, consciousness is perfect. What are you conscientious of? Are you aware of yourself? Do you even know what you like? Like, I've heard some kids, I heard a conversation in a train one time, and there were these little girls talking. And actually, this happened in Chile. And this is many years ago. It wasn't on this last trip. And I listened to them, and they were saying things like, so, is your mom gonna do, what are you gonna do for your birthday? I don't know. And then the other girl says, what do you want for your birthday? I don't know. So, but what do you want to eat? What do you want to have? The lunch? You want to do it for the lunch? Or I don't know. And it was just something so simple. And to continue to say, I don't know. And even now I hear kids say, I don't know. They don't know what they want. They don't know anything. And they just go along with everyone else, and they just follow. They follow whoever the leader is. And there's not much sense of awareness in the youth these days. There's a lot of kids that are homeless, a lot of kids that are going through stuff because parents, they can't deal with them anymore. Many are being thrown out of the houses, and they're living in the streets. There's a lot of things that are wrong with our society. And I think it's so necessary for us to create something to help children, especially children, because when they are little, they absorb everything. They are so happy, they're so joyous, and those that are having good relationships with their families, they're having an amazing life, and that's wonderful. But none of us know what goes behind closed doors. And most parents are working, moms and dads are working, so kids are by themselves with their friends, with their uncle, with their grandma, with whoever, and many of them don't have someone they can rely on and be helping them. So, and because also we have this telephone with all this information and all TikTok and this and that and all the information that's been bombarded on these kids, And then there's the suicides, the drug abuse, and then the confusion of children. Some children think they're a cat, and they're allowing the child in the school. I've heard this somewhere, and I don't know which country it was, but they had a special place for the kid to lay down like a cat. There's a lot of craziness. But what I want to go back to is we can only be the light when sometimes the electricity goes off and all you have is your phone, and if sometimes the phone doesn't work, you have a candle or something, that's the only light you have, or you have a flashlight, and you're that flashlight. I believe that we are all flashlights, that we need to shine our truth, that we need to stand firm and provide a space for others as an example. And now I'm going to go and speak about the presence of God within me, because God is my favorite. He's my father, and I'm his princess. And you think, she's crazy. I am. Because people will say, well, where is he? Where's your kingdom? The kingdom of God is within you. Jesus the Christ said that. And there are many religions, and all of them have different things. Truth is here and there and everywhere. You can pick what you want to eat, like I said before, a restaurant. You choose what you eat. For me, the I am presence, and there's something I'm going to read to you. And this was after I went through a divorce in the dark night of the soul. I was reading the scriptures. I was reading the Bible, actually. Now, not everything in the Bible I like, okay? Because like I told you, I choose what I like. But this really moved me. Romans 12:2. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You think, be ye transformed? How do you transform? Well, how do you do that? So the whole basis of your thoughts must change. Your thoughts cannot change unless you have what? New ideas, right? Because you think from your ideas. So all transformation begins with an intense what? Desire. Your burning desire to be transformed. So the first step in the renewing of your mind is desire. You must want to be different. You need to have that intention. So before you can begin to change yourself, then you must make your future dream a present fact. And you do this by assuming the feeling of how it would feel to be different, to be transformed. It's sort of like ascension. It's sort of like when you want to acquire an education that takes so many years, you work towards that education. You graduate from high school, you go to college, or then you do the 4 years, and then you want to do your master's, and this is something like that. Now, the power that we have been given so much power. But few of us know of this power. And this power, it is inside of us because it's innately placed in us. It was placed within us when we were created. Some people think that we came from an explosion or this or that or whatever. You know what? Yes, we all came from somewhere. To look at creation, to look at mankind, to look at a woman that's pregnant, the time that it takes for germination for this baby to be created, that in itself, the perfection of it, yes, sometimes things happen. The mother will lose the baby. I worked at the health department as a doula together with my friends at the health department and the section for the women that were having babies. And this program, they had the Baby to Baby program, and that's when I was able to help them, and I learned many things, and I came to the understanding of how deeply a woman, like her whole body, she surrenders her body to this creation, that it's miraculous. The stages of the creation of the creation of the birth of this child. The heart, the organs, the first organ is the heart. And then the different stages that she goes along until she gives birth is miraculous in itself. And some people say that there is no God. It boggles my mind. But besides that, I feel, that's me, I feel so deeply. Mental knowledge is known by looking from the outside, comparing, analyzing. When you analyze yourself, when you become aware, and that's mental knowledge. It defines by thinking of it, okay? Now the spiritual knowledge, this is the knowing spiritually, not only becoming it, only not thinking only from it, and relishing the thought of being that. And we have the power to give birth to our ideals, to our dreams, through this presence. Like, I remember one day when I worked at the health department and my boss came with these big posters, and they said, "'Tis the season to be," instead of saying to be jolly, it said, "'Tis the season for the flu." So Santa Claus, instead of carrying all the presents, he had all kinds of little shots sticking out from his bags, because it was what? It was flu season, so you got to be ready for the flu season because it's coming. Excited, yay! I didn't want to have that in my office. And I told myself, no. And I'm telling you, that was the first year that I didn't get the flu. And people came in my office. They came into my office. They came sneezing and everything, and nothing happened to me. I have so many stories that I can tell you. So many miracles that have happened to me. And I have this burning desire to scream to the top of the roofs of this beautiful creativity that we have within us. The great creators were architects of this world. Do you have any idea of the responsibility? Not just a responsibility, but what's the word? I speak different languages, and sometimes I get to be able to convey what is in your heart. And I've been told for eons, forever, I've been told that I'm deep, that I'm too intense, and blah, blah, blah. I don't care anymore. This is how I am. My Creator made me this way. And I choose the things for my garden. This here, my mind, is a garden. It's a garden of ideas. I know where I see myself in the future. A future that is today. The future will be lived in a day like today. There's no such thing as the future. There's no such thing as the past. Because yesterday you lived it like today. What time is it here? I don't know. Can't think of what time it is right now. But this moment, you lived it yesterday. You live everything in the same present moment. That's all we have, the eternal present moment. But if you look forward to things this day, then the following days, like today you're not feeling very well and you feel that down in the dumps and you feel sick, then you stand uprightly and say, you know what? I don't want this for me. I choose different. And what do I choose? I choose happiness. My body is full of vigor. I am endowed with health, with a great mind, and amazing things are happening and coming my way. So whatever is ailing me now, it needs to remove itself because it's not desired. It's like you don't want to eat ketchup. Some people don't like ketchup. I don't want ketchup. I do like ketchup though. So I think that in this discovery of the self, and like Rumi said, when you go within, you find the creator. And when you find the creator, you find you. So who's creating this world? Think. People blame each other. They blame the countries. They blame this. They blame that. Instead of sitting and thinking for themselves and what am I responsible for? What have I added to this world? And the day you leave, what are you going to leave in this world? Nature teaches you. One day I was watching National Geographic, and I think I've told you guys about this. There was a mama duck in this high tree, and the babies were in a nest, and most of them were flying, throwing themselves out, flying, following the dad or the mom. No, not the mom, I guess the dad. They all flew out except one. And that one was holding on to dear life, like moving around and like, I guess, scared. Well, the mama duck, she kicked it in the butt, like boom, like this, and threw the poor thing, and the thing came down flying and just, help me, you know? And I think in life, nature did that. And I think in life we need to do that ourselves too. Not kick our kids out of the house, but we've all been taught differently. All of us. I lived in a home where my parents, they took everything upon themselves, which of course is their responsibility. But then once you are an adult, then you need to take care of yourself. My father did a lot for us. And I'm not going to mention names or anything, but I think at times it was probably too much. And I can see that with myself now, that we do not permit our children to grow and to, not struggle, because we're not need to struggle, but to find themselves and become independent of themselves, because that's very important. When you become independent, self-independent, you love yourself. And this goes again for what I've been talking about before, that to love yourself is one of the most important and vital things you can do for you. Why? In the world that we're living in right now, if you observe, there are not many people that have self-love, that have no sense of self, because they haven't done the work. I'm not better than anybody else, but I observe, and sometimes it can sadden me, but I cannot go there. I bless these people, and I wish that the system in the schools would be different. They would have classes where they would teach psychology, like they can teach children how to manage when they're triggered in a specific way, because now kids are labeled. They have, this one has what do they call it, ACD, or they have all these different symptoms of this one has, and I don't even want to name the names. And so these kids are in categories. Some have problems with speech and mild. Anyway, the thing is that these different things, the kids are being, like separated. And if they had a class where they would teach children to quiet themselves, teach them self-introspection and meditation, not necessarily prayer, because I know they have the thing that Now prayer, they're taking it off some of the schools and this because of religion, etc., etc. But we're not religious beings. We are spiritual beings, honey. When you are buried 10 feet under the ground, or they spread your ashes, that's all there is, right? Your spirit is somewhere else. Before we came here, before you came into the vessel of the human body, we were spirit. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience of life. And now you can think whatever you want about that, but whether you like it or not, it is a fact. And what you do with your life, it shows how you live your life, how you die. There are countless of people in elderly homes by themselves, just left there to die. The family come and visit the first little while, and then they turn around and they never go back. They just pay the bill. And I say this because I've seen them and I've visited them with my mother. And I remember one day, the first time I saw them, when I lived in Chicago once, and I was there with my brother and my sisters. We went to visit them, and we made some chocolate chip cookies for this little group in an elderly home. And an old man, he stood up and said, "Why the hell do you come at all? You just come and throw some cookies at us, like, well, what are we? And then you never come back again. Take your damn cookies," and, that's what he said. And I remember it smelled really bad in there. Like somebody needed a diaper change. Somebody needed to, and a lady, an elderly lady, no respect. When you go to the hospital and they give you those gowns where your back is open, she had one of those and her back was open, and there was no diaper, no underwear, no nothing. And I was only 15 years of age when I saw that. And that's when I made myself a promise. My mother, never, nor will my father ever have to have an experience like that. And I humbly say that I'm grateful that I was able to take care of both of them. And I saw them both off when they left this world. People's, the self-respect, the respect that this world is so messed up. And no one can change it. You say no one can change it. Yes, we can, together. And how do we do that? We start where you're at. With what? Loving yourself first. Healing yourself from your old wounds. Forgive others for the trespasses they did against you. And then, if you have questions, if you don't believe in anything, for heaven's sakes, ask. What makes you think that you'll not be answered? I'm no different than you. I have spiritual beings that have appeared to me in dreams. I have had visions, amazing visions, some of the things I can't even share here. I have had out-of-body experiences, and I'm not better than anybody. And I have a deep sense of self. I know who I am. I am a daughter of the mighty creator of the heavens and of the earths. Earths, because there are other earths. There are other realms. And you guys have no idea. This is like a game. When people will say to me, "Oh, how can you be laughing about it? How can you say it's a game?" People need to read Shakespeare. I remember when I was in high school, and when I had my class, it was my literary class, and a lot of the kids didn't feel right about writing essays. They didn't like writing essays. So they would ask me, "Would you please, Vivi, do it for me? I'll pay you." And I was kind of naughty. And of course I took money, like $20 for each of that. At that time, that was a lot of money. And that was probably their pocket money that the mom and dad gave them in the week. I did it probably like 3 times a month. And my brother asked me once too, because you do it for everybody else, why don't you do it for me? I think I told you guys one time. And then he had to write an essay about love. The teacher pulled him aside and said, listen, at that time, she said to him, Patrick. At that time, my brother changed his name, but that time was Patrick. She said to him, you are very talented. You have a very special talent in a way with words. You need to be a writer. You need to continue to study, take writing classes, write journals or whatever. Just, you need to do this because this is a gift. You're very gifted. So my brother came, he got an A+, and I'm the one that got the A, and all of them got A's. So he told me, he goes, Vivi, look what happened. I said, and it made me really happy. But anyway, to tell you that we all have gifts. We've all been given gifts. We all have a truth. Are you going to find yours? And how do you find your truth? It's by becoming inquisitive. Get to know yourself. Where do you see yourself in 5 years, in 1 year from now? What would you like to be doing? Do you want to go on a safari? Do you want to go and see the pyramids of Egypt? I have a dream of going to the Louvre. There's many things that I want to do that I haven't done and accomplished yet. I want to go to the Louvre, the museum, and see those beautiful statues and paintings. There's one specific one, and I can't think of the name of the artist that did it, but I know it was in Rome. From Rome, I think, but I know it's in the Louvre. It's a woman, and it is a marble statue of the face of a woman with like translucent, like a veil. It's over her face. And it's so beautiful. I've seen it only in paintings, in books and on the TV. And I'm fascinated, and I wonder, how can people say that there's no God? Or when you listen to a piece of music, a concerto that moves your heart, when you listen to a guitar concerto, a piano concerto, Franz Liszt, there's so many, my gosh, my head is bombarded with names. I know there's this one man, his name is John Williams. He plays the guitar, the classical guitar, absolutely beautiful. I love Yo-Yo Ma and his beautiful cello. The composers that created the music, there's a divine being within each one of us. The painters, the singers, the artists, and everything is here for us to partake and to be happy. We don't need to have wars. We don't need to have people that are sick. No one needs to be poor. Do you know who's poor? A person that doesn't have or use their God-given mind. There's where the wealth is in your mind. You cannot be poor. Then you choose to be poor, and you can blame this and this. Oh no, because of this, my mom, and whatever. No. So to incarnate a new, or to create a new being that's aware, that finds truth within them, you assume that you already are that. And that's how you use your I am presence, because you choose and you stand and you're right, and you say, this is what I am. Listen to people when they say, oh, I'm sick. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm poor. I don't have a dime to my name. I am this, I am this, I am this, and I am. They're owning it. They are owning it. Oh, yeah. So who changes that? You do. I do. With what? With awareness. and the desire of what? Of finding your truth. To achieve a state of consciousness, to produce an effect that you can't really yet see, you need to put work. And the work that you do is through retrospection, to being quiet, listening to your heart, and seeing the things, how you work, how you think, what expectations you have of life, what makes you happy, what would you like to see in your life, what would you like to experience. You can achieve anything if you really, really, really put your mind and yourself first, and you say, I'm not going to be like the others. I'm not going to be like everybody else. Your imagination is the instrument, the means whereby the redemption from slavery, from sickness, poverty is effected. If you refuse to assume the responsibility of the incarnation of a new and a higher concept of yourself, like the best you, the highest version of you, then you are an instrument of creation, and you reject all the things, the negative stuff, and you attain a new self. Because attaining your ideals and your dreams, you're the only one that's responsible for that. I read this sometime. Oh, be strong then and brave, pure, patient, and true. The work that is yours, let no other hand do. For the strength for all need is faithfully given from the fountain within you, the kingdom of heaven. That's what you are. That's what I am. So we need to choose to become the instrument of our own redemption, using the greatest instrument. And what that is accepting that we are the presence of God that I am, and using my imagination, my Christ self, my Buddha self. Well, I said it wasn't going to be too long, but I wanted to tell you, my beautiful soul family, that I have so much in my heart. I feel so deeply for this world. I am enamored with life, because every time that I surrender, more is given unto me. Then more knowledge is given unto me, more understanding that makes my life easier. And I sometimes wish the days were longer, because there are so many things I want to do, and I need more hands. And like, I see myself, I love to create. I'm very, very artistic, and I'm creative, and I want to learn pottery, and I can't wait to get my hands and work, on this, and make forms and shapes of things. And then I'm a gardener. I'm not a professional gardener, but in all humbleness, I'll say I know a lot about plants, even though I can't give you all the names, because, like I said, I speak different languages. So I have them in Spanish, I have them in Danish, and I have them, all over mixed. But people are gifts. When you open a gift and someone gives you a gift, and you open up the little bag and it has all these different little things. We are gifts to each other. And there's someone that vibrates like you, the same vibration that you vibrate. Hopefully it's your partner. And if you don't have one, ask for one. Life is sacred. You are sacred. And enjoy this day, partake of your life, and relish every moment that you have with her. And when you are sitting eating a delicious mango, or enjoying a delicious tropical fruit, or drinking something delicious, then just be grateful. Be grateful that you have that. Be grateful that you are in a world that can provide you that. Be grateful that you have breath when you open up your eyes in the morning. Last night, or this morning, I had an amazing dream and I could not wake up. I never sleep late like this. This is Sunday today. And the latest I sleep is like 7:30. You know what time it was when I woke up? And luckily my patient was still sleeping. It was about a quarter. No, it was like 10:30. And I could not, I'm telling you, I was in another realm, and I didn't want to wake up because it was such a beautiful dream. Such a beautiful dream that I could not, and I did not want to wake up. But I had to get up. But I have to tell you, we are precious. There is someone, there's a higher being, and that being is not separate from you. He lives within you, and it is the best part of you, your higher self, your I am presence. And that presence is waiting to have you awaken to that, recognize it, and then you can be like this. Your mind and your heart, there will be coherence between both of you. And then you will recreate your surroundings, and you will be a miraculous person. I wish you the best. Breathe with intention. If you feel overwhelmed with problems, or with life, stress because of work, or etc., stop yourself, close your eyes wherever you may find yourself, and breathe as deep as you can, and hold it, and then let it out. And you will release that's pressuring you. Become light like a bird. The bird teaches how they fly everywhere. Just adore them. I love birds. And one day I'm going to fly too. Drink of the eternal waters. And what are they? It's the love that's provided to you by this beautiful universe, and all the beautiful ideals, truth, whatever truth, if that's truth for you and you're happy, then you stay within your truth until you one day, this doesn't make sense. Then you ask. Get on your knees or go to a mountain and ask, because every question deserves an answer. And guess what? The universe, God, whoever you deem and call this being, he and she answers. And Pachamama, nature, I think I would be a nomad. But I think for me, in the future, I want to have a home away from the cities, and hidden away somewhere in a mountainous place close to the ocean and mountains and rivers, and then travel through the world and bring messages of hope to the children of men, to my brethren, through the things that I will be doing. I love you, my beautiful soul family. I'm sorry that I haven't been here. It's been quite a time that I've had. My little patient, I think this is going to be the last time we'll be traveling, because it was a little rough not the trip itself, but the last time coming home. And also, I had like a tiny little mishap. I did the splits the day off when I had to leave. So, anyway, but my knee was kind of bothering me. But I have to tell you one last thing. When you realize that there's power within you, when you realize that you are loved, you will change. It won't be automatic, it will be gradual, because you will start seeing more things and you will have more questions. And then one day you'll feel it. Have a most beautiful end of the Sunday, wherever you may find yourselves. I love you very deeply, all of you, even though I've never met you. And I thank you through the subscribers that I have, even though it's only 30. I bless you all. If you want to send me a message, you're welcome to. And whoever wants to subscribe, they can. And I wish you the best life, my beautiful soul family. Take care of yourselves and think, who are you? You are the I am presence of God. That's who you are. Bye.